Hello, welcome to another episode on the channel Growing Richer. I'm Terrell, um, and thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So today we're going to be answering a prompt that was requested of me to try to find an answer for. And the question was, how do we serve our spouses without making them into idols? And so to me, that was kind of a two-part question. And so I'm going to address that first piece. How do we serve our spouses? And so to answer that piece, I wanted to look up what serve meant. And there are a bunch of different definitions, but I thought the one that was um, most fitting was to be of use. And so if we know to be of use, that's essentially to take action that's effective and leads to a better situation in your home with your spouses. And so that could mean a bunch of different things. But I think the key thing that you have to do to really be of use anywhere is to just be attentive to the needs. And so the good thing about people is that we can communicate in written or in verbal speech. And so most of the time, all you have to do is just listen to what they're telling you. And then even if they say something starting out like that may be a problem, just ask some probing questions so you can kind of get to the root of what that problem may be, so you can start working out a solution to that problem. So that also means that you don't always have to wait for something to be said to address a problem. A good example would be if you get home and you notice that there is pillows laying all over the place. If you see the pillows on the floor, you don't have to wait for someone to ask you to move those pillows. Just move them. And then, of course, going back to the speech and listening, if you receive a reasonable request, just complete that request. You don't have to have like a rebuttal every single time you get asked to do something. Sometimes just complete tasks graciously. Even if you don't necessarily want to do it, it may be huge for them, and it may just be a mild inconvenience for you. So to serve well, you really just have to pay attention and listen, and then be willing to do things for your spouse, even if it's a little inconvenient to you. And so that's how we serve. And then the second part of that is without making them an idol. And this one, I had to go to the Bible to try to answer. And the first piece was I just wanted to make sure I understood what an idol was. And so an idol is essentially an object of worship. And a lot of times in the Old Testament, people would carve out or just create this idol. I know the children of Israel use like a golden calf as their idol. But again, it's just an object of worship. Also can be referred to as a false god. And so so how I would rephrase this question to help me would be, how can I be of use to my spouse and then not turn them into something that I worship or my God? And so in all things, we've got to start off first with just our relationship with God. And we get that relationship through prayer and then reading the Bible. And then I was reading in Ephesians 5:22, and it stated, the husband, we should love our wife, and then the wives submit to your husband. And that's just an extension of the order. And so as we're being of use, we need to remember as husbands that we're loving our wife and our wives respecting us. And then to keep us from worshiping them, we need to remove those expectations that they're going to be perfect and never mistakes, that they're all knowing, they can read our mind, and all of these things that are just not true of humans, because we're not infallible. We need to remove those from them so that we can serve them well and not make them into our God. So that's how you serve your spouse without making them an idol. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great day. Take care.